is that whatever question you have or you will have during the simulation, whatever question that is, just keep that question to yourself for 5 minutes. That's all what I have to say. Keep the question to yourself for 5 minutes. If it's not answered within 5 minutes, then go ahead, shoot the question, or we can, or like, you can save the question for the end of the simulation. So that's going to work as well. All right, let's take a look at this right here. Let's choose a date, random date generator. Let's do this over here. Okay, so we need a random date over here. So we'll choose around 15 dates. So whenever you're doing simulation sessions, you have to make sure that your simulator is like your session is within 6 months. Within 6 months. That's what I like to 6 to 8 months, like that's still good. So we're gonna go with October 2024 all the way till what month is this? This is May. Well, we'll do April. April is 30 days, 2025. 2020. Oh no, it's 2024. Hold on, 2024. This has to be 2023. And we're only going to choose Sundays because that's where the market opened in Eastern time. Boom, 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 boom. Get dates. All right, here we go. We got the dates over here. So let's see here. So we got October, November, December, January, February, March, April. What should we take a look at? Should we take a look at, let's do October? Let's go to September, right? Let's include September dates as well. Yeah, let's include September dates as well. Let's do that. Okay, now we got September, October, November, December, January, February, October, 24th, December. Okay, now let's see. Let's choose. November? Okay, let's do November. Mo says November. Nah, July is way too far away. July is way too far. Okay, so we'll do November. November 12th. Awesome. Let's do November 12th. Start simulation. And from here, we're going to choose gold. Right here. 2023, November 12. And we're going to start with, what should I start with? 5,000? 5,000. 500 is way too low. 500 is way too low. So we're going to choose New York close, history on the charts. I want to see 250 days. What is it? Spread real, fixed real. Okay, we'll go with real variable, whatever. Chart settings, standard chart, period is going to be, so period means the smallest time frame that we want to look at. That's going to be this. And 15-minute and start simulation. Okay, there we go. Simulation has started. Get my Raja dark candles right over here. I almost forgot how to use MT5, to be honest. I forgot how to use MT5. So what is this? This is November 13th, 9 a.m. What time is this? This is market open? Why is it saying 9 a.m.? Let's take a look at this session here. Tokyo session. Tokyo session is closing. So this is what pre-London is starting over here. This is an hour before pre-London. Why is it doing this? It shouldn't do this, right? It should not do this. Let's see here. Gold, 2023, November 12th. Okay. New York close. Okay. November 12th, New York close, variable, 200. Let's do 200. Standard chart, period, 15. It shouldn't happen to MT5 too. I think it's a glitch. Okay, yeah, that's true. Okay, let's start this. Oh, still happening over here. Okay, no problem. No problem. We're going to go with this. We're going to go with, actually, so we're going to go to the next week. 9:15. I'm going to take a look at the sessions right over here. You have to start from Tuesday. Oh, really? Is that true? Okay, let's start with Tuesday. Start simulation. Boom, boom, boom. So let's do this here. Oh, I have an idea. I have a very good idea. I'm very, very smart. I have another idea. 12. So let's start on Thursday. Here we go. We're going to beat the matrix over here now. Gold, boom, 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 boom. 2023, November and Thursday. Start with Thursday. This is this. Close $5,000. No, no, no. I'm gonna do the New York close thing over here. Standard, and then we'll do 15. Start simulation. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. Now it's has basically fixed its time here, no problem. Pretty good. This is Thursday. And then we're gonna move to Friday very slowly. Wow, look at that consolidation. Oh, this is the 1 minute time. No, this is a 30 minute, 15 minute. Look at that consolidation over here. So slowly we're gonna move into Friday. And now we are in Friday. And very soon we're gonna move into the session we want to move into. All right, it's only going to do 15 minutes at a time. Boom, 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 boom. And there we go, Friday. And we have there we go, Saturday. Wait, what's happening here? Monday. Oh, Monday only starts from here. Monday only starts from 9 a.m. Yeah, there is a glitch over here. There is a glitch. So let's start from Tuesday. Screw Monday. We're going to start from Tuesday here now. There we go, Tuesday. Let's look at the session. It always has a big gap. Yeah, okay. So here we go. So now what we're going to do is, this is around 6 p.m. Eastern. So we want to go into 2 hours before London Open, right? And that's going to be somewhere over here, 6, 7. There we go. 2 hours before London Open, here we are, right? So this is where volume starts to come into the market, and we're going to take a look at this right over here now. Let's take a look on the daily time frame. So in the daily time frame, we can clearly see there is a support forming, right? So this is where you have to do high time frame analysis. So we have a support forming at this point, and then at the same time, we have a resistance forming right over here. Now we got to measure this range. This is a big range over here. I think 250 pip range here. Looking at the 4-hour time frame now, dropping down to the 4-hour. Now we got to adjust these zones. So if we take a look at this zone over here, we got a zone right over here. And looking at the 4-hour time frame, it seems like the 4-hour candles are creating some sort of a resistance right over here, right? So now if we're creating a resistance, so we have to identify how big is this range. So this is like a 66 pip range for price to maybe continue to push down. Let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame now. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, we are paying month, that's why it's more suited chart was I think is facing an issue. Anyone else? Oh, I don't know. I don't have those issues. Okay. So now looking at the 1-hour time frame, we can see price is just consolidating here. Price is just printing, the candles are printing side by side. And I think there is an opportunity for price to potentially continue to push down. Because if you take a look at it this way, the 1-hour candle, it's breaking and closing below the support right over here. So if we're breaking and closing below the support, there's a very high probability that the next candle with pre-London can continue to push bearish at this point. So if we measure the range, we have a clean candle here to the left-hand side where price can continue to push down. So I think that's going to be something of a relevance. So let's take a look at this on the 30-minute time frame. Looking at the 30-minute time frame now, we have the same idea. Okay, let's do this right here. So now, whenever you're looking at it at the charts, so you have to take a look at it from two scenarios. The number one scenario is that, okay, what can happen for price to go bearish? And second is, what can happen for price to go bullish? This is very important. Now, if we break above 1948, then there's a very high probability price can, what the Okay. If we if we break above this area, price has a high probability to continue pushing up, which is in like, a 49 pip range, right? If we break below the support, which we are now, I think there's a very high probability for price to continue to push down in this area right over here. Now, let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, we are further consolidating, but looking at the 30-minute here now, we can see that the previous 30-minute candle closed with a very small body bearish candle. So what does this mean? This means that this candle had high volume. So once this candle had high volume, the next candle should have pushed down, but instead the next candle, it closed like a very, very small body at this time. So this means maybe, the volume to go down is decreasing a little bit, or maybe we need price to maybe wick up and break below the low of the previous candle for price to continue pushing down. I think that's something we need to keep in mind and maybe take a look at. So let's play this and see what happens here. Right? Yeah, impulse for price to break below this low, for price to continue pushing down. I think that's going to be much better. So we'll have to wait to see how price actually does this here, because essentially we need the candle to wick up first. You can look at the time right here. In the first few seconds, we're trying to break below this low. So, we would need a candle to wick up first and then to continue to push down. Right? And also, there's these wicks here to the left hand side. So whenever you have these wicks here to the left hand side, this means that this may be some areas of rejections, So whenever you have areas of rejections like this, you have to be very, very careful. And also, we're breaking and closing below this area. If we reject this, then I don't know. Can you change tick to live? I don't know how to do that. Oh, right here? Oh, okay. There we go. It was that simple. All right, so we're just going to wait. We're going to wait for the 30-minute candle, and then we're going to see how are we going to close or what are we going to do. Could it be a fake out if it closes back in the range? Dan, please keep your questions to yourself for 5 minutes, and then they will be answered automatically. Trust me. Trust me. So we're waiting for a candle to close here. Yeah, because these rejections here to the left-hand side, they are making me uneasy. I'm not very confident about these rejections here to the left-hand side. So we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait here a little bit. Maybe for a retracement or a candle to finally close below this area for price to go down, whatever the case is. Oh, wow, look at that. We are breaking down, but we have to wait for the candle to close. But the 15-minute candle is also closing. So let's see here. 15-minute candle has closed. We have closed bearish. But now take a look at this 15-minute candle the way we closed, right? This candle closed with a big wick to the bottom, which means this is a rejection. So if this is a rejection, and if this is the second 15-minute candle of the 30-minute, we don't know whether this will also close with a rejection or will it close bearish for price to continue to push down. We just don't know that information. So we will still have to wait here for a little bit. The candle is about to close in 3, 2, 1 simulation minutes. 40x speed? No, 40x speed becomes too quick. We can't do 40x speed. So there we go. The candle has closed and we've closed with a rejection here, which means, there's nothing happening at this point. Nothing happening. Can't take a sell, can't take a buy. We're just consolidating. We're in pre-London session now. The London Open is going to come around as well later on. So we'll have to wait. There's no news here either. Yep. Just waiting around. If we do come back in the range, then this move down is a fake out. This move down is a fake out. So, if we do close back in the range, I think that's going to be a good opportunity for price to move up. But other than that, I think it's just going to be another, we're just going to have to wait. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hours bearish, whatever. 1 hour is coming down. The 30-minute candles are rejecting, or they're trying to move down, but yeah, let's see here. The candle is about to close, and then we'll see once we close whether what's going to happen in 3, 2, 1. Another 30-minute candle has closed now. Now the 1 hour candle has started. You can see the 1 hour candles are also rejecting. The 30-minute candles are closing below this area, which is very, very, very tough at this point now. This is very, very tough. We don't really, yes, very tough. So we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait some more waiting around is in session. Yeah. Let's speed it up here a little bit. Oh, 40. Okay, 40 speed. 40 speed. There's literally nothing happening at this point because there are all these rejections. You know, all these rejections. Even though we are breaking below this low, you can see right over here. Oh, let's pause this. You can see right here on the 15-minute. There's this rejection right here on the 15-minute. Could you please open the screen session as well? The session, yeah, there we go. That's the session right here. So we're slowly coming into London Open because of those rejections. Not comfortable. The candle's about to close, and the 30-minute candle is closing. 3, 2, 1 now. Let's take a look on the 30-minute. 30-minute has now closed as a very strong bearish candle. So this means now maybe there's a possibility for price to continue to push down. So if we look on the 15-minute time frame, I guess we keep the stop above the previous 15-minute candle and anticipate this candle to continue pushing down. I think that's going to be a very good idea, right? I think so. So let's do this right over here. So we're going to use percentage. Actually, we're going to do this one right here. Aim for a sell. Move our stop loss above this area and aiming for price to continue to push down. For candle to wake up. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that go over there. Okay. No problem. No problem at all. Almost 1%. We're just going to have to wait some more now. Almost 1%. Oh, that's why. Yeah. Why does it there no wick needed here? Yeah, because the reason why is because we broke below this area with like a strong candle, and looking at the 30-minute as well, like, you know, they were like, if once we broke below this wick, there was a high probability for price to continue pushing down. But I guess this is where the probability didn't really work. Where is your stop loss? The trade got stopped out. You were too slow. You were too slow at looking at the screen. Why did it hit your stop loss? Because price moved up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm probably going to start muting people if they ask questions like why it hit stop loss, where it's a stop loss. Like, guys, the screen is in front of you. All you got to do is open up your eyes and look at the screen. The stream is lagging. That's why. Oh, I don't think the stream is lagging. But yeah, consolidation. I don't understand this. Look at the 1 hour candle, the way it closed. Look at the 30-minute over here now. You know, so yeah, just waiting. It's an individual's Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's correct. So, you know, there's literally nothing happening at this point now. So yeah, it's going to be waiting. Slowly, we're going to move into pre-New York, and then we're going to start to see what we can expect from there. And let's see here. Nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. Should have waited for break of the previous low. Yeah, I should have waited the break of the previous low, but at the same time, I was confident we could continue pushing down with volume, but it didn't really happen, you know? So what can we do? So like right now, it's very volatile. Like nothing's really happening at this point. So we'll have to be very, very careful. The only thing that is happening is that maybe we are creating this support on the 30-minute time frame, and that's about it, you know. And I guess if we do break below the support, then there's a probability for price to continue pushing down, I guess. So we'll have to wait. Candle's about to close. Right now, the candles are printing side by side. Wow, massive consolidation. I think this is going to be one of those simulation sessions where we just consolidate. But I don't want that. I want some action to happen, you know, at the same time too. Just this consolidation we gotta get out of, to be honest. Once we get out of this consolidation, I think we could get some sort of moves happening here. So yeah, could it be a retest? You know, honestly, it could be a retest, but we don't know. Right now, we are in this tough range. This is a very, very tough range. Because if you see now, we had a support formed at this point, and after this support was formed, price rejected this area, and now we're coming up. We have another resistance. We have some more rejections here to the left-hand side, and it's basically a total mess. You know, we'll pass like this in our trading. Yeah, exactly. It's like a total mess at this point. So what I like to do is I like to trade on very high probability scenarios. Like if we take a look at this now, we're coming up in here now, but there's a lot of rejections here to the left hand side as well. So it's very tough. Uh, no matter how much I want to take a buy, because of these rejections here to the left hand side, I'm not confident at all. Not confident at all to take a buy at this point. No, sir. It's going to be very tough. So we'll literally have to wait. These are the days where people lose a lot of money, you know, because they don't want to basically wait around. And losing in these scenarios, man, it gets extremely rough because you're trading consolidation, prices moving up and down and up and down, and you're getting lost in the sauce. That's one thing that happens to a lot of guys, that you literally get lost in the sauce. Now, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, we are creating a support, but at the same time, looking at the 30-minute, it's just so stupid. It's so ugly, extremely ugly at this point. You know, so on days like this, what I like to do is I like to just skip this day and I just move on to the next day. So I think that's something what we should kind of maybe look to do, maybe, because you know there's literally nothing happening. Yeah. So we're gonna move on to the next day here. Screw this. Yeah, look at that. Nothing happened. Now we're in New York Open. Look, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Screw this. Oh, whoa. What the hell happened here? We have news? Wow, this is insane. See, this is good. This is what I want now. Now I want this to be in the next session. Now I'm getting excited because now we have a clean range. So now when we move on to the next session, there's going to be a very high probability that we could get something out of this. Okay, so now we're coming back into the next London session, and let's adjust this zone right over here. So we have a support forming on the 1 hour time frame. If you take a look at this, we have a support forming, we have a resistance up over there. Let's kind of like, you know, take a look at this on the 30-minute time frame. On the 30-minute, we have a how do you get rid of this box? Okay, let's do this right here. We have a support, we have a resistance forming right here. And now we have to ask ourselves, what's the probability for the next candle, especially on the 1 hour time frame, to continue to push up? Now, looking at the 1 hour time frame, we do have some range, but I think we have missed the move to go up at this point. We do have a range, but I think we've missed the move to go up. So I think we'll have to wait for some sort of a retracement and then possibly take some sort of, or to look for some sort of an entry at that point. We'll have to wait here a little bit for price to maybe retrace, create some sort of a zone or create some sort of a consolidation for it to continue to push up back again. But yeah, let's wait over here. Let's wait. The only thing we can do is just wait, because now the trend is up. You have to ask yourself, what's the trend? The trend is bullish at this point. That's all what we know now. The trend is bullish, and we just have to wait. So we're going to wait. The spread is around 3 pips here. Pretty high spread for a simulation. The 30-minute candle is about to close. The 30-minute candle has closed. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, we're still kind of like, not really moving. We're in this rejection area. We'll see how the next 30-minute candle closes. So I'm just going to forward the candle here. And there we go. The 30-minute candle has closed. The 1-hour candle has also closed. But look at the size of the 1-hour candles, right? The size of the 1-hour candles is decreasing now, because now the size is decreasing. So we don't know what the next candle is going to do. So we have to wait now for the next candle to close. So much waiting around. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of just watching this at this point now. We got a 3 pip spread in the simulation. I don't know why I'm having 3 pip spread over here. Whenever you see a huge movement like that, in your head, you miss it for some reason. Don't you feel bad? No, I don't feel bad. Whenever I miss the move, I look at the move, and then I explain to myself, how could I have entered that move? Honestly speaking, that's all what I do. And if I, like, let's say from here, I missed the move up, I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait for a retracement. I'm just going to wait for some sort of a consolidation, and then I'm going to make a decision. That's the only thing that goes through my mind. Nothing else. So we're just going to wait over here now. Just waiting for the 30-minute candle to close. Let's forward this. Okay, so now the 30-minute candle has closed. You can see now we're creating some sort of resistance on the 30-minute time frame. Man, I hate MT5 and the way these zones work on MT5. I just truly hate it. This is holiday month. If you want, you can jump to 2024. No, I don't do jumps. Sorry, I don't do jumps. Because when you're looking at the live market, you don't do jumps, do you? You don't take a month off. No, you still keep trading. So why should we do a jump here? We're going to keep on going. The train will continue to move. So now the 30-minute candles are good, right? So now take a look at this, right? We moved up, we moved bullish. Now we're retracing. So if there's a way we can break above this area with volume coming in London Open, I think we can continue pushing up. We have a pretty good range here for price to continue to push up. So that's something that's on our side. So the 1-hour candle is also about to close, and let's see how the 1-hour candle is going to close over here now. We have 15 simulation minutes left for the candle to close. All right, here we go. We're about to close here now. Let's see what happens. 3, 2, and 3, 2, 1. 3, 2. There we go. Candle has closed. The 30-minute candles are consolidating. The 1-hour candle has closed bearish, which is great. So if the next candle can maybe break above the high to go up, or if we can continue pushing down to create some sort of support, that's going to be good. No sells because of trending, right? Yes, no sells. No sells. The only way you're going to be looking at sells is if we break below this sort of like a support area for price to move down. I mean, if we create that support on the 30-minute, that's going to be better. That's going to be way better. So look at this now. We're making this lower wick or whatever. Let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame, which is looking good. The 15-minute time frame, a 30-minute or whatever. But oh, look at that. Would you look at that? We are trying to break above this area, or are we rejecting? We don't know for sure. Oh, look at that. See that? We broke above that wick right there, even on the 1-hour time frame. We broke above that wick. Not quite yet. I'm just trying to see that if this is London Open, can we possibly get an impulse entry for price to move up? That's the only thing I'm looking at. And this is going to be, see that right there? This is going to be a very great indications. So now we're going to take a buy over here. Yeah, let's take a buy over here now. Stop loss is going to be below the 1 hour time frame, which is a 15 pip stop loss. Pretty good. TP, we can take a look at maybe all the way up over here somewhere, 1 to 2 risk reward. So this is an impulse entry. 30-minute time frame breaking above the highs. The 1 hour time frame is breaking above this candle. And now these wicks to the left hand side, they become your wick fills. Stop loss is below the current candle for price to continue to move up. And as the 30-minute candles are going to close, we're going to readjust our zones and whatever. I like the simulation only, but patience, waiting, and managing risk. Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's speed it up here a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. Speeding it up. The 30-minute candle is about to close. Oh, wow, look at that. Yes, baby. That's what we want. Let's take a look on the 30-minute here now. The 30-minute has moved up. So now I think we can modify our stop loss, maybe bring it up over here. Accept. Yes, pretty good. Pretty good. Right? Really good. I like this idea. Look at that. Look at that thing go. We've made back our loss. And also looking at the 1 hour time frame, you see we've broken above the high. This is the picture perfect example of an impulse entry. This is a picture perfect example of an impulse entry. We broke above the highs, and we have wicks to fill here to the left hand side. So very good probability for price to continue to push up. We're only like in about 6 minutes, 7 minutes into this 30-minute candle. Wow, look at that thing go. Will we fill the wick, or will we reject that area? Are we going to fill that wick, or are we going to reject that area? With the formation of the new 15-minute candle, I mean, if this price comes back to my entry point, I'm going to be ready at closing maybe 50%. If we come back to our entry point, the candle is about to close. And this is where we have to be very, very careful in managing profits and managing risk. So that's where the candle has closed now. We are in almost at break even at this point. So probably secure partials. I'm going to close like, let's say 90%. Close, put stops at break even, and let the rest run. Yeah, I think that's a very good idea. Don't you take 15-minute impulse entry based on 15-minute time frame? No. Oh, wow, look at that. We almost came up. So probably going to close this entire thing here, close full. Yeah, that's it. Because of this rejection, I don't know what's going to happen. 15-minute, no, not really. Not really. I mean, even if you look on the 15-minute now, you can see how the 15-minute candle broke above the high, the entry was taken. You can look at the 30-minute where we broke above the high. You can look at the 1 hour time frame. Impulse entry, price came up, and then that's it. So this is the only trade that you should be focusing on. Took one trade, London Open, we waited, right? So price moved up, didn't take a buy, waited for retracement, waited for some sort of a support to form, but no support was formed, and we were blessed with an impulse entry for price to continue to push up. And I think it played out beautifully, beautifully. So now it seems like we are probably continuing to push up here. There will be a breakdown of each trade. Yeah, probably. Wow, look at this. Look at this 30-minute candle right here. You see this 30-minute candle? The way this 30-minute candle is about to close, what's happening here now? Now this zone comes right up over here. This is where that zone comes up. So now there's a high probability for the 30-minute candle to close bullish. And if we do close bullish, I think there's a high probability for the next candle to continue pushing up with volume. Candle closing, and boom, candle has closed. Now, I'm not going to take a trade. This is just going to be watching. Watching candles form and watching candles move is very, very important. Is this being recorded? Oh yeah, this is being recorded. Okay. So I'm just going to forward the candles. See, look at that. We formed support, price wick down, and we moved up like 18, 20 pips there. Okay, let's move on to the next day. Oh, wow, look at that. We continue to push up here on the 30-minute time frame. Beautiful. Let's move on to the next day here now. This is New York session starting. I would like to see a losing trade being managed to lose less. Okay, I'd like to have a losing trade as well. But if it doesn't come around, then it doesn't come around, right? What can we do? Now let's take a look at this here. On the 1 hour time frame, you see this, we had a huge move up. We created resistance. Now, if you look on the 30-minute time frame, on the 30-minute, you can see that we created support. And if we break below the support, there's a very high probability for price to continue pushing down. Does this make sense? Because the trend is bullish. If the trend is bullish, the only way you can take a sell is if we create support and we break support. That's in a counter trend trade. So in the 30-minute time frame, if we have the support right here, and if we do break the support, there's a very high probability for the next candle to continue pushing down. So that's something we'll have to take a look at this here now. So if we kind of like, play it step by step, let's kind of like, slow it down here a little bit. So we can see how the candles are, right? Like we are basically wicking up. And if we're wicking up, looking at the 1 hour time frame, there's if we do break below this low, there's a very high probability we can continue to push down. We're wicking up, and if we break below this low, there's a very high possibility for price to continue pushing down. You can see here. Ooh, see, no breaks yet. This is why waiting for candles to break below the lows is super, super. Ooh, wow, look at that. What the hell was that? We went all the way back up. Now we're coming back down to break below the low. So what I'm going to do is maybe do 0.05, whatever. And yeah, let's do this. Sell 0.05, very small lot. Very small lot. Nothing crazy, just testing it. Just testing. This is why simulations are important, because you can test things. Even though this was some news, but technically, right, we went up, came down, broke below the low, and it's beautiful the way price moves, the way you understand it. Can you put stop loss in pips? I don't know how to do that. Oh, right here? Yeah, right here. 34 pips. Stop loss in pips too? Yeah, there we go. Wow, this is actually very, very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, let's move on to the next session over here. Whoa, yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Went all the way down. Okay, let's move on to the next one over here. Now we are in boom, 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 boom. There we go. Okay. Now we got to do some fresh analysis here. Let's take a look on the daily time frame. This is Thursday. Looking at the daily time frame, daily is a mess, We don't know whether price is trying to go up. We don't know whether price is trying to go down. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hour, we have to do analysis here again. Now on the 4 hour, we are creating a support. And can we use this? Use what? Like when you ask a fucking question, ask the question properly. Use what? What are you trying to use? Excuse my language, but it's very annoying when questions like this happen. Can we use this? Use what? Use my phone, use my computer, use simulator, use chart, use what? So we got resistance, we got support. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. All right, let's take a look at this here now. This is the 1 hour time frame. We are creating a support. At the same time, we have a resistance forming right over here. So now we're just consolidating at this point. We're consolidating at this point. There is a level that we need to break, 1964. If we break above this area, I think there's a very good probability for price to continue pushing up. We have a pretty good range for price to move up. If we break below the support, there's a probability for price to move down, but we will take a look at that. But as of now, price is in a range, and this is this is a 54 pip range. It's a pretty good range, to be honest. And what I'm thinking in this range is that if we sort of maybe reject 1961, maybe there's a probability we can continue pushing down in this 30 pip range. You know, if we start creating some sort of a resistance or we start rejecting this area, I think there's a very high probability we can continue to push down. So let's play this and see what happens. We're running into pre-London now, and we'll see how pre-London unfolds here for us to see if we can create some sort of trading opportunity for ourselves, which is something that we want. We want trading opportunities to come for us. So we shall wait. Waiting for price to break above this area would be wonderful. Let's speed it up here a little bit. Okay. Let's take a look on 30 minutes, take a look on the 1 hour time frame. Actually, how big is this range anyway? This is yeah, it's a 17 pip range. It's like whatever, you know. It's a 17 pip range. Do you have any news? We have okay, nothing really important happening. All right. Let's speed it up here a little bit. The 30-minute candle has closed. The 1 hour candle has also closed. Let's wait here now. Bro, this is clear buy. I remember taking this trade. Okay, so we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait for some confirmations. Let's speed it up here a little bit. Pause. The 30-minute candle has closed. The 1 hour candle is still open. Now, this is where if we break above these highs, I think there's a very good probability for price to continue pushing up. If we break above those highs, that's the only thing that we have to wait for. Let's see here now. The 30-minute candle is right over here. The 1 hour candle is about to close. We have to wait for the 1 hour candle to close. Let's forward this. Boom. The 1 hour candle has closed with the wick on the top. So this also means a rejection, right? This also means a rejection. Let's take a look on the 30-minute. 30-minute candle has also closed with the rejection, which is good at resistance. So now, if we do go down, right? So I think we have a support. If we break below the support on the 30-minute, the range is 30 pips. If we break above this high, the range is infinite amount of range. Infinite. And this is the London Open here as well. So let's see here now. Do we break above the high for price to continue pushing up with volume from London Open? Or do we, you know, break below that support for price to continue pushing down? But I guess that's not going to happen. I guess what we will get, yeah, see that? We're breaking above the high over here. So we're breaking above the high, man. We have no other option than to, you know, take some risk, I guess. Where's that? Okay. Buy, you know, stop loss goes below the previous candle. And we're looking at price to continue to push up. Another impulse entry. I mean, what can we do, right? We're just following rules here. We are breaking above that high for price to continue to push up. Hopefully, the 15-minute candle has closed, and now price is trying to push up, which is absolutely amazing. Very nice. We like that move. It should continue to push up. We still got the 30-minute candle. This 30-minute candle is going to close here now, very soon. And boom, the 30-minute candle has closed. And we are up how many pips? 8 pips in profit. I think we can modify the stop loss, maybe bring it up over here somewhere and let it play. Yeah, this was pretty good, to be honest. Another impulse entry. So as price is coming down, what I'm thinking is, as price is coming down, is this an opportunity to add a position to maybe have price moving up? Let me take a look on the 15-minute time frame. Take a look at this over here. So if we're going to take a buy, this stop loss should be below the previous 15-minute candle. and maybe modify this stop loss right over here. Because if we're gonna, what happened over here? We had two positions. Oh, okay, whatever. Because this 15-minute candle should respect the low of the previous 15-minute candle if it's going to move up. And the 30-minute candle should flip bullish. Does it mean candle trends? Yes. This is candle trends. You're absolutely correct. This is candle trends. Oh, it hit TP? Okay. What's happening? I don't know. But the analysis is we should continue to move up. Yeah, there we go. We're continuing to push up. I could care less what happened over there, but wow, look at that. See, so this was a very untick the TP. Oh, okay, my bad. My bad. I'm sorry. Isn't it better if you're adding another position to flip the candle bullish? Yeah, you can, but you have to make sure that your stop loss is not that big. That's what you have to make sure. So we took 3 trades so far. One trade hit stop loss. The second trade was impulse entry. The third trade here was an impulse entry here as well for price to kind of like, we broke above this high to continue to push up. So in this case, if you're waiting for a candle to close, this is where learning and adopting impulse entries, they come in handy because at that time, you're not basically waiting for the candle to close. You're saying that, okay, instead of waiting for the candle to close and me missing out on the trade, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with an impulse entry with a smaller risk and see how things go. 4 trades, 1 with stop loss, 3 with TP. Oh, yes, thank you. So we're up about 2% here. Let's move on towards maybe, let's see if we can get some sort of, a support formed or something like that for price to continue pushing up, right? Let's see if we can get that. So price is coming down. We need to wait for a support form. We have a support form now at this point. Let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour candle has closed bearish. The new 4-hour candle has started. Oh yeah, look at that. The new 4-hour candle has started now. So maybe if we can create a support like this and then have price to continue to move up, I think we could get another opportunity for a buy once we break above this high for price to continue to push bullish, right? Yeah, maybe that could be a really good possibility. Let's see here. But I do also think we should not overtrade. Yeah, we're not going to overtrade. We're not going to overtrade. We're up 2.4%. We're not going to overtrade. This is a really nice setup, especially 30-minute. If you have a nice resistance, yeah. I mean, we are consolidating. Candles are printing side by side. So, oh, wow, look at that. We're continuing to push down over here. That's good. If we continue to push down, we could create some sort of a support. Actually, let's see what happens in New York session. We're going to wait to see what happens in the New York session. Let's wait. 30-minute is now, we're creating some sort of a resistance here. Let's see how the candle closes. Boom, boom, boom. The candle has closed. On the 1-hour time frame, we've closed bullish. 30-minute candle has also closed bullish. 4-hour candle is also flipping. Yeah, looks good. I mean, if we break above the high, I think it's going to be good for price to continue to push up. We break above the high right here. But we're breaking above the high in the first minute. And also there's this rejection here to the left-hand side. So I'm not confident in this because of this rejection candle here. So putting 2 and 2 together, this gets a little bit risky. A little bit risky. No bottom. Yeah, no bottom wick means there's very high volume. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, look at that. Missed the trade. That's fine. We're still up 2.4%. This is tough. Just impulse entries. That's it. Okay, let's forward the candle, see what's going on. Wow, look at that. We are breaking up. Oh, we're coming back down, breaking below. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour candles are now printing side by side. Yeah, difficult. Now we are consolidating. Yeah, this is now straight consolidation right here. Look at this. Nothing. Let's move on towards yeah, London session. Let's move on towards London session. Yeah, whatever. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, whatever. We're going to move on towards the London session. For me, these moves, they don't matter at all because sometimes what happens is that while you're waiting for a move and a move doesn't come around, and if the move does happen, you're thinking, okay, you know what? Like, I've missed the trade. The thing is, if you're missing the trade at a time when you should not be trading, that's totally fine. Because this happened after my time of trade. So I'm just like, okay, no problem. Even if we have this clean range, maybe this clean range can be filled in the next London session, in the next pre-London or London Open or whatever the case is. So just got to be very patient and be very happy and excited to wait for the next session we're moving into now. Let's see this. There we go. Now we are in this next session right here. It's very painful to watch when you end your session and you see where price is now, and you see your friends taking trades and you feel like you're missing out. Man, I understand that. It's very, very tough. But that's what we have to deal with as traders. So now, looking at this analysis here now, we are basically breaking above this area. What's this? How to identify that trend is changed. Let's suppose an uptrend, we break support on the 30-minute. Okay, that's counter trend sell. I consider that change of trend, but candles create another support below the previous support, then boom up. Yeah, that happens too. That happens because if the trend is bullish and we create support and we break support, I'm looking to take a counter trend trade. Okay, so let's say I take sell. Price comes down, price creates another support. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. And then I just close the trade and price goes boom up. There's literally nothing I can do. I can just be like, oh, wow, okay, good job, market. And then I come back the next day. That's it. That's all what I do. I manage risk and then I come back the next day. That's exactly what I do. I don't stay on the charts. I don't cry on the charts. I don't try to chase price. The worst thing that you're going to do as a trader is to chase price. The more you chase price because you've missed a trade, the more pain the market is going to give to you. So if you want to run away from pain, stop chasing price. Just like, you got to stop chasing girls, stop chasing price. So yeah, let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. We're bullish. 4 hour time frame, we're heavily bullish. The 30-minute is also right over here. So I guess we need some sort of consolidation to happen for price to move up, I guess. So let's see here. Some sort of a consolidation, some sort of a retracement. I think that's going to be much better for price to move up. So we'll have to wait. If we create some sort of resistance, I think that's going to be better. But so far, it's just kind of like, price is just moving up, down, up, down. So it's very tough. Yeah, we'll have to wait for some sort of a resistance, some sort of a rejection to happen. So we can identify, are we going to move up? Are we going to move down? Let's forward this candle. This candle is now closing. Okay, the 30-minute candles are now creating some sort of a resistance. So we need to see if we create some sort of a support so we can break support. How is support formed according to you? So I'm going to give you a very simple, I can answer this very easily and don't take offense to this. If you go through the modules, I explain how a support is formed. A support is formed when you have a bullish candle closing after bearish candle on 30-minute time frame, 1 hour time frame support formed. So you can see right here, the candle has closed bearish, boom, resistance formed. Can you take a sell? No. Why? Because we're in uptrend. So what do we need to wait for? We need to wait for some sort of a support to form, that support to break, and then I think a sell would be much better at that point. Let's wait for the candle to close. Yeah, we're just consolidating here now. Nothing happening. This is going to be a very, very painful session. Only up about 2.4%. Very difficult. Missed a few trades because we're not trading at that point. So we're just kind of like, waiting. The 30-minute candle has closed here. Let's take a look at this 30-minute. We are closing heavily bearish at this point. Um, Thank you. Sorry for asking simple. No, it's not about asking a simple question. I know you're going to take offense to this. It's like when you go through the modules, you have to understand this, right? There are 100 people watching at this point. So the reason why we have modules, we have webinars in great detail is so that you make notes. You make notes, and these notes are very important. I know most of you guys, you haven't made notes after university or after school. You haven't made notes. You haven't gone back to school. You haven't gone back to studying. This is very important. You have to make notes. When you make notes, you retain information more quickly and for a very, very long amount of time. And when things happen in a chart or when we're doing simulations like quick, you remember those notes, and it's really going to help you. Whatever I say these things so they actually help you. So if you take offense or something like that, that's another thing. But you have to make notes. This will help you as a person. This will help you to learn and retain information for a longer periods of time. Very important. It's a very simple concept to make notes. Okay, so 30-minute candles over here. We're going to wait for the 30-minute candle to close in and see what's going on over here now. And then we're going to take a look at the 1 hour time frame. "15 minutes left. 10 simulation minutes left." No, I don't use bad words in Zoom sessions. It's only for YouTube chat. It's only for the YouTube chats. All right. Let's see here now. Candles closing, and there we got the candle close. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, the 30-minute candle is closing with a small body candle, and we have the 1 hour candle that's also closing, with the heavy bearish candle, rejecting a resistance from up over here. So if we're rejecting a resistance from up over here, I think the one thing that we need is maybe a support to be established, right? And if we can break that support, I think we can continue to push down. Also, the 30-minute candle is closing with a small body. And whenever you have a candle closing with a small body, this means that price moving down is like the volume for price to move down is decreasing. So yeah, I think there's going to be some sort of waiting involved. If we can create support here, then I think we are in a very good position to take sells if we break that support. So let's see how this candle closes. Oh, wow, look at that. Very, very interesting. I'm waiting for support to form, to be honest. Is that clean range? Is that range clean enough? Yeah, I'd say so. Because, we have some sort of a barrier here that may stop price from going down. Let's see what the next candle does. Okay, look at that, 1 hour candle. That's clean range, but I'm not too convinced. I still need a support to form for price to continue to push down. I still need support to form or something that I can recognize, like a good market structure. Because if I measure this range, this is like a 20 pip range, 21 pip range. What are you going to do in this range? You got like a 1.5 pip spread, so it's going to get very difficult. It's going to get very difficult. So we'll have to wait over here. The 30-minute candle is about to close. Oh, wow. Look at this 30-minute candle. Nothing happening here. The next 30-minute candle moved up. So difficult. But we're still in this range over here now, We're still in the range. If we break above this range, then there's a possibility for price to move up. If we break above this range. If we stay below this range, then it's going to be very, very difficult. See now, maybe another impulse entry, but it's in the first 1 or 2 minutes, man. It's in the first 1 or 2 minutes. Very risky. Yeah, no bottom wick either. So I think there's a probability it can come down to make a bottom wick. Yeah, let's forward this here. Wow, we're back in the range here now. Wow, look at this. Look at this madness. Madness here. Let's forward this candle. Oh, look at that. We're coming up here now. We're breaking above this area, which is good, which is very good. The 30-minute candle is breaking above this area. Now, can we close above this area? If we can close above this area, where can price go? I think there's a very high probability that price can continue to push up if we can close above this area. We just need to close above 30. So we waited. Look how much we waited. We waited from pre-London all the way over here now. Just waiting. Just waiting for a 2-3 minute trade. That's it. Let's forward this candle. Wow, look at that. We actually closed extremely bullish. Looking at the 15-minute, we have a huge rejection. Would you still take this trade even if it's past London Open? Yeah, I'd say so. Let's put a stop down over here. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame here. Wow, man, this seems pretty far away, even looking at the 4 hour time frame. What's going on here with this, man? Down here, remove TP. Okay, yeah, remove TP. Price moves up far. Yeah, price moved up far. And let's take a look at this 15-minute here. We still got possibility. Still got possibility. Let's move this up over here. Wow, I hate MT5. Can't move the chart. I'm getting pretty annoyed with this. Yeah, yeah, I miss the C trader way of doing things over here now. Let's do this. Even if it's at scale fix, I don't know what's going on. Let's close this here. Pretty annoying using MT5 to be honest. So we're gonna do one more trade scenario here. Let's see if we can get it in whatever. I'm actually very annoyed at this point. Let's see here now. New York session. We're gonna try to take a New York session trade. Try to take a New York session trade. Can we develop a C-Trader simulator, please? No. C-Trader has to develop that. Wow, this thing is just rallying here. Let's see how the candle closes. Oh, what the hell's going on here? Let's forward this again. Boom, candle has closed. 1 hour candle is rejecting. 30-minute candle is closed like this. We're just gonna wait for a support to form. If we can find a support to form, look at that. Rejecting beautifully, very nice. 15-minute candle rejecting here as well. 1 hour candle is rejecting, beautiful. The 30-minute candle is maybe we are forming some sort of a support. Now we just need a candle to close below this area very nicely. See here now, this is the new 4-hour candle. And the candle has now closed below this area on the 30-minute time frame. So if we have closed below the 30-minute time frame here, I think there's a very good possibility for price to move down. But at the same time, the 4-hour candles are very bullish. And this candle can flip bullish. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, 1 hour candle is also open and there's a rejection area here to the left hand side. So logically, I don't know whether price will reject this area or whether price will close within this range. That's something unknown to me. That's something I don't know. In the modules, you mentioned that we need to buy in the nearest part of the support. In this scenario, why didn't you get the buy when noticing the current candle respect to the low of the previous candle? I don't know. I was getting annoyed with the way MT5 was moving. I don't know. I was in a different state of mind at that point. I don't know why I didn't buy at that point. So even looking at this, the 30-minute here now, I think if we do respect 1990, there's a very high possibility we can continue pushing down. So what I'm going to do is with this, I'm going to risk like maybe 0.5%. Take a sell, stop loss goes above this area right here. Like, lower risk. Nothing too crazy, nothing too insane. So, oh wow, look at that. Coming straight up. Coming straight up. Yeah, this is going to hit stop loss. We're going to close the trade here. There's no reason to hold the trade and just wait for a stop loss, right? Boom and boom. This is how the 1 hour candle has closed, looking at the 30-minute time frame. Oh, wow. Okay, so if this 30-minute candle breaks below the low, now we have some impulse entry scenarios. Impulse entry scenarios coming up right here, right here. This is where the impulse entry scenarios come into play. Liquidity. Yeah, I wouldn't say liquidity, but I would say that this is a scenario where price should continue to push down. Since this is the last trade, we're going to go with a lower risk, lower risk right here. Keeping the stop above the previous candle and anticipating price to continue to push down. Down. Oh my God. Man, what is this? What is this? What is this? There's a probability, and this is yeah, it's on a different mission here today. Wow, this is nuts. This is tough week. Stop loss too tight? No, the stop loss was good. But the way it's moving, I don't like this. I don't appreciate this. Why is it doing what it's doing? You forgot to pray. Man, just okay, so this candle is about to close. Okay, so the candle has closed with a rejection. Okay, let's do this analysis here again. So on the 30-minute, we have the support and we have this resistance here forming now on the 30-minute time frame, right? So this candle, it broke above this resistance and it came back down in the range. So if it's coming back down in the range, let's take a look on a 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame is whatever. So if we're coming back down in the range, and if we break below this area again, can we continue to push down? That's the thing I'm looking at. See here now, this is very interesting. Very, very interesting. We're still ranging. Let's slow it down here for a little bit. Because I do think we should break below that low for price to continue to push down. Raja, check the time. Yeah, this is almost like London close. The time is almost London close right here. You see this? This is what should continue pushing price. See, this 15-minute candle has closed, even it closed with no wick. 1%, 2%. Stop loss goes in the range because if this is London close and if there's volume at this time and we're breaking below the low of the previous 30-minute candle and we have clean range to the left hand side, there's a very high probability it should continue pushing down. Trying to play. Oh, yes, there we go. There we go there. Beautiful. There we go. 18 pips right there. So yeah, this was tough, man. This was actually tough. I mean, the way price was moving, Raja overtrading, yeah, it's still simulation, right? So I was trying to explain to myself that, okay, if once this candle broke below the low of the previous candle, there's a very high probability for price to continue pushing down. Good, but it didn't push down. I'm like, okay, no problem, perfect, no problem. I didn't change my bias. I kept my bias the same, And then I tried to see how can I give my trade a second chance? Or how could I give my bias a second chance? So this was this right over here. Let me put my stops to break even here. Oh, very nice. Look at that. Of course, this was a higher lot size, but like I wanted to see where can we give our bias a second chance? And this is where I gave my bias a second chance. So there was no way to manage risk in the simulation. There were impulse entry trades. Some trades hit stop loss, right? This previous one, the impulse entry didn't work. And then I gave my trade a second chance. How often does NY close have volume though? NY close has no volume. London close has volume. So this is the London close hour here. So let's forward to see what happens. Oh, wow, nice. We continue to move here now. Oh, 77, 75 pips. Okay, awesome. Close this here. Beautiful. Oh, my apology. Yeah. Beautiful. So the recording of the session is going to be in the database later on here in the day.